Günaydin, I think, as you say. Good day. Hello, everybody. I'm dialing in from Amsterdam today, and it's a big pleasure to be invited to this conference. I'm a big friend of Turkey, having spent a lot of my youth summers in your wonderful country. So I love to be part of a circular economy transition, a green transition in a powerful economic power as Turkey is. And just recently, your president was in the headlines also for announcing more economic and financial reforms. And I saw that, like TÜSİAD President Simone Kozlowski also supported this kind of transitions. And it was a talk about that Turkey would need more of green, sustainable economic reforms. That's something I would advocate very strongly for, that countries, middle-income countries as Turkey, that have a big aspiration to be among the top 10 economic countries in the world, really set a very strong target on how to become a sustainable economy. And I think a lot of the conference is about this. I think one important stream of the conference is about circular economy. And as I read on the website, it is the wish to do better today and tomorrow. And I think I want to share a couple of thoughts, how challenging and how necessary such a reform is, because we need to rethink the system that we are at the moment operating in. We need a systems change. And that's why, thinking about computer hackers, we named this conversation this morning, How to Hack the System and Build a Better Future. And I want to share a couple of slides with you and a couple of thoughts from my experience. Unfortunately, because there's a delay this morning, I will be not able to share all the slides with you, but I'll do my best that we can cover as much as possible. So who am I? I'm Harald, and I was the CEO of Circular Economy. That is an organization that is working out of Amsterdam with cities and businesses and countries so that they can be part of the circular economy and apply the circular economy in their realities. And a lot of what I say now you will be able to find on my social media channels, and I want to point them to you. So either you follow me, please, on LinkedIn, you will find it with my name, or on Instagram, you'll find me as harry.circular, and you can also follow me on Twitter, and I also have a website. So a lot of what I'm sharing today, if I'm speaking too fast or if the connection is not good enough, and because we are out of time and we don't have the chance to discuss a lot this morning, please just follow me there, link with me, and send me any question that you have. And again, thank you for the organizers of the Turkey Green Business Summit to host this conversation today. I think everything at the moment is coming very close, that we have to absolutely show to our future generations that we can take care of this planet. And to be able to do this, we actually really need to start acting. We need to start acting differently, and like the bees in this slide, we have to work together. And that's my request for you today, as I'm happy to take part of this journey in Turkey, happy to also give my time there. I request you, if you want one thing to be the takeaway of this morning, please make it that you can, as individual, as a person, in your surroundings, in your community, in your business or city, you can make a difference. And if we all try to make a difference, it is going to be easier to change the system together. Because today, we are living in a very unjust world. The system that we have from the past has led us in many ways to a better situation than in the past, economically, financially. But from a human perspective and from an environmental perspective, we are seeing a lot of trouble around the world. And I always try to build a pyramid and try to remember 5 different figures. The one on this slide is that 1% of the world population earns and has more wealth financially than the rest, the 99% of the world. And I think that's not necessarily a system we want to live in. Then the 10 is we have 10 more years to avoid climate chaos. And I'm at the moment, I was the CEO of Circle Economy. Now I'm working with the global climate change negotiations that I'm helping. And there I'm in charge of a couple of industry areas, but also around the circular economy. And again, how we can use systems thinking and systems change to build a better world. I also do this, by the way, for a couple of companies, and I'm trying to help cities and also some associations and organizations to organize themselves in a new way. The 100 of this slide is that there are still, to this day, every day, 100 species, animal species killed. And that means, for example, the erosion of the rainforest in South America kills many, many animals every single day. And I think this is an unacceptable situation where we want to preserve this planet for many futures of our next generations. The 1,000 is the difference and how much money is going into supporting the fossil fuel-based industry, and if you compare it with the bio-based industry. So we're still investing in old technologies that is destroying our planet. And the 10,000 is the amount of the fires that we don't want to see, that we are having every single moment on this planet. So the world literally is on fire, and we have to do something about that. And the circular economy is one way on how we can get ready to face that challenge. And the circular economy is one where we are using the materials that we have at the moment as long as possible, and one where we are eliminating waste. So we don't see anything anymore as waste, but it is an opportunity to be building a new product, a new service, and therefore we are building a world where we are keeping things at the highest value, products at the highest value, and where we are eliminating waste. And when we did a study comparing the very many different definitions of circular economy, we came up and summarized them in 7 pillars of the main features that are always coming back. So it's an economy that thinks about regeneration, at preserving what we already have, at using waste as a resource, an economy that looks at collaboration to create new and joint value. It's an economy where we are designing for the future, where we are building very much on digital technology, and that is very interesting for Turkey, countries that are now building their future and don't need to repeat the mistakes other countries have made. And we need to rethink in a new way how we are leading our businesses. I wanna just very briefly touch upon, because I know in Turkey it's also very much influenced by the coronavirus and the measurements and the reactions, the measures that countries had to take. I'm sitting here in a lockdown myself in Europe, in Amsterdam, in Holland, and I think the corona crisis showed us very much that we have very vulnerable global supply chains. I think that is maybe the most important takeaway. And as we don't have so much time this morning, I just want to say this fragility, the fragility of global supply chains also points to the fact that we actually really want to build more local, more circular economies. And systems change that I was asked to speak about means we want to not just continue as usual. We want to not do a little bit better. We want to do fundamentally better for everybody on our planet. And they're thinking like nature, thinking like a community always helps, because nature doesn't have waste. This is at the moment what we are seeing in the current system. We are producing something and then we are throwing it away. But if you can think more in circles, as the circular economy suggests, we really, really can find better solutions, again, together with the government, together with the businesses, together with the business associations like TÜSIAT, and also with the civil society organizations. It needs all of us. And then we can, with the circular economy approach, we can look into a system and very much simplify it. This is an approach that we did with cities. We're looking at how different material streams are flowing through an organization, through a business, through a city. And then we come up with strategies on how can you build very much human-based circles, how you can use the waste from one process as an input for another one. And that is an amazing experience once you're part of such a strategy process in a company, an organization, because we as human beings, we don't want to produce waste when it is in our own home. We're keeping our homes, our gardens, our lands and our businesses clean. That's why I think we have to keep our common surrounding, our cities and our countries also clean. And often people tell me, but Harald, it's very difficult to change. And that's true, because for all of us, it's difficult to change. In any industry that we are engaging, we are seeing this. But at the same time, it is the biggest business opportunity. As many global leaders, like, for example, here Al Gore says, the way to think green in the future, also not only in the rich countries, in the developed nations, in the ones that are emerging now, that's the biggest business opportunity. So please, all entrepreneurs, come up and you can be part of this, because the next years on the other side, that's what our climate scientists say, are the most important in our history. So a request to you that you are taking a new leadership, that you are thinking beyond yourself, and that you're saying, okay, we can do this, we can do it together. And for this, I'm trying to work out at the moment a couple of principles that I want to share with you, that I would like to share as an inspiration, because if we continue to look only out for ourselves, as the old economy has taught us, everybody is looking for their own benefit. That's not the way forward. And I think Turkey has a very, how I've experienced the people in Turkey, he also once saved my life, because in Aspendos, in an old amphitheater, unfortunately, I hit my head very badly about 30 years ago, and I was about to bleed to death. And then the Turkish people, I experienced them as very warm and very helpful, and as really good at working together. So I think in your country, you have a big history on solving big challenges together. But they all mean that we have to do this in a new way. We have to put, again, not the economy and the finance and the profit at the center of what we want to do. We have to put the human being and the planet and our future generations as center stage for our considerations for the future. And if we are doing this, we're going to get into a new way of thinking of the future. We're going to think about collaboration as the first thing. It's also, by the way, as many people ask me, what's the fun in what you're doing? And why do you do this with so much passion? It is because we are meant to do collaborate, not only for ourselves, but really take care of our communities. And we need to do this in a transparent way. And we need to take care of our cities and of our citizens and of our communities, and therefore need to build the local structures again that are carrying this forward. So a new leadership is necessary, and I also prepared a couple of examples of what the circular economy can entail. I want to just run through, because we are delayed in the panel before. I want to give you 3 examples that are very important for me to share with you, to open up your mind how you can think differently. And then I would like to leave you with a final thought about what this could mean for Turkey. So a circular economy, I told you, is all about regeneration and about regenerative resources. So the Dutch, the Holland railways, for example, are running everything now on regenerative resources. So the prioritization of wind and solar is a very important one, especially when you have a very strongly growing economy, such as in Turkey. At the moment in Europe and all over the world, people are coming together and not throwing away products anymore. But we are trying to preserve what we have in the system. We're trying to think differently, and don't throw all the electronic materials or the clothes away, but we are coming more into a sharing economy, into an economy, and I think there in Turkey you still have a very strong background. We're trying to extend the values of things that already exist, and this is often done by supported by circular business models. I myself worked on a circular business model for a mobile phone, where we're working on the leasing of products. We also have the leasing of mattresses at the moment, or the leasing of washing machines, where you're making sure people only pay for what they are using, and at the same time, the producer of a product is guaranteeing that he or she is taking care of it, so it actually extends its lifetime. And never forget, in a circular economy, we don't have waste. We don't want to live in a waste society. Any waste, and here we have the ash that is coming out of certain industrial processes can be used, for example, to make clay. And many other products in the bioeconomy are, when something is decaying, it is absolutely a fertile breeding ground for a new material and a new product. And in Turkey, I know, and I want to get to the end, because at 12 o'clock we also want to be finished. In Turkey, we have seen in the last years a lot of good efforts to instill the circular economy. This is one way of how we can change a system. And there was the Turkey Circular Economy Platform established. It is important in this kind of platforms and collaboration that people are really taking leadership. So I would love to work with you in Turkey and with the Turkey Circular Economy Platform to get more action going, where we are building a vision for the future together with the cities and businesses and the regions in your country, where we're saying, this is the future we want to see with our citizens in 2025 and in 2030. And to be able to reach these visions, where a green economy with green jobs and more equality and a safe environment for our children is the core, we need to really act now, because in the last years, we haven't always taken care well of our planet. And the few have gotten away more than the rest of the population. So it is very important that now in 2021, with the opportunity of setting new economic reforms, we also take the right steps forward. I wish you and Turkey all the best of luck, and I hope we can work out together a new vision for your country based on a green, sustainable, and equitable economy that gives chances to all. Thank you very much.